So we now have the release date and the prices for the new starter edition.
Yes, and it kind of what I expected in terms of pricing.
To be honest, it's actually a little bit less than I was expecting. I had my bets on £150.
Yeah, I think that would. Yeah, I don't know. It almost feels like that milestone that's too much then. And I think they just kept on.
What was Hivestorm? I'm sure that was about that.
I don't know.
Maybe even more.
We've never sold.
Hivestorm was not a good seller for us in the shop. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, it's basically the same thing.
Yes.
If anything, it's better than Hivestorm. Hivestorm Kill Team has very, very small armies. It's like 5 units or whatever, 5 models. This Middle-earth starter set has got an army per side.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was expecting more than Hivestorm, if anything. 150 would have been a good bet for me, but 140, I think that's an okay price, especially considering that the majority of your local gaming stores will be selling it for 5 to 10% below that.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Release date, as I predicted, 14th of December.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Along with most of the other stuff, although not all of it went up for pre-order, so we're a little bit confused on some of the releases.
Yeah, we play start order for the starter sets and the rule books, but things like Helm and Freka and those sort of models.
The new Hill and Snow Troll, sorry.
Yeah, none of them
Yeah.
were available yet. So I guess maybe they're coming the following week?
Yeah.
They've got to come before Christmas. Surely.
Yeah. That would be just before Christmas then, wouldn't it? So might be a bit close. Or they wait till next year then?
Yeah. The other thing that we got with all these announcements of, pre-orders coming this week was they talked a little bit about the books.
Yep.
There's the armies of The Hobbit, the armies of the Lord of the Rings. Both of them feature a certain amount of lists.
Yes. Okay.
Let's actually get the article up and we can read that. Excuse me. So it says, Armies of the Lord of the Rings contains over 150 profiles for heroes, villains, monsters, and warriors. There are 27 good army lists for the realms of Rohan, Gondor, Rivendell, and beyond, and 19 evil, big disparity, lists for the Fell Lands of Mordor, Isengard, Moria, and more. The Hobbit book features 120 profiles, 15 good army lists representing the likes of Erebor, Mirkwood, Lake Town, and more, 7 evil lists for Gundabad, Goblin Town, Dol Guldur, and other dark places.
Also, in the Armies of Lord of the Rings, it does say on the front of the book that it will include the War of the Rohan stuff.
Oh, does
As
it?
you can see just underneath.
Oh, yes, it does say that, yeah.
All that stuff's going to be in that book, which is... I was wondering if they were going to do a whole new book just for those, to be honest, but yeah.
Interesting. Now, the first thing that strikes, pulls my attention is, first of all, evil's been shafted compared to good. Lord of the Rings has 27 compared to 19, and The Hobbit has 15 compared to 7. It's over double good.
Yeah, that is. I almost feel like it's expected in a way because of how much you obviously learn about the good guys in the lore and how little you ever know about the bad guys. Obviously, as a game, you would hope they would even it out, but I guess it's that towing that line of just making stuff up, like too much of it up. And having what already exists. But yeah, it is a shame it's such a big difference.
It is. I do love me some evil. But yeah. The other thing that we do know, it's not actually mentioned here, if anything this confuses me, is everything will now be built around legendary legions.
Yeah, this is a weird one to me, and I don't quite understand how it's going to work.
No, I mean, I get it. If you look at it, basically, it's just everything's a legion, nothing's pure faction. You don't just have Gondor, you have things within Gondor. But then the way this is, like it says, 27 good lists for the realms of Rohan, Gondor, Rivendell, and beyond. That just, to me, sounds like there's lists for Rohan. I guess it would be...
Multiple lists of Rohan are within it. So although there's 27 to 19, it might be that, if Rohan has 5 different ones, then suddenly that 27 is not 27. It's within that. So maybe it isn't as much of a difference as we think in terms of number of places, armies.
It's true. I suppose when you look at it like that, there's more instances of good guys collaborating than there is evil guys. So there probably would be more legions, because legendary legions are effectively moments from within the story.
Yeah, there's only so many times you can have a ring wraith and some orcs, or a few Uruk-hai. The orcs are always orcs, and they're kind of led by unnamed people. Whereas, you know, with the good guys, you get the named heroes. You get your Helm Hammer Hands, your actually, no, he's gone.
Oh, God.
I was just trying to think of Rohan ones off the top of my head then. The Theodens, your Theodred.
Grimballs? No, wait, he's gone.
No, he's gone to find his horse. Yeah, so...
Urkenbrand. No, he's gone. Let's not make this depressing. This is exciting. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, so the purpose behind this video, we've obviously been talking about release dates, prices and things like that, is we kind of want to talk about what legions we want to see. Because even though they're all based upon moments in the movies and the books, there's lots that we've never had.
Yes.
And this is an opportunity to kind of give us everything. And they should, in theory, have a legion for every moment.
Yes, over time that would be how you'd want it.
Overall, this has been something that's not been received that well, I think. Personally, I love Legendary Legions, but it is nice to have the option to list build and alliance and to ally and things like that.
Yeah, like...
Competitively, it's worse. Thematically and narratively, I think it's better.
Yeah, there's just frustrating moments when there's certain characters that there's not like a legion they are in together and stuff, that if you want to use any of those kind of roles, and it just makes it like the whole alliance matrix and how that's going to work now. Like I'm still not clear on. No. And I can't quite figure out how that's going to work or if it's just done with. Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know if it has been said somewhere or not. But yeah, I just...
Like if I want to put Gandalf in a list with Thranduil, is that impossible now? Because they know each other, they've met, but
there won't be a moment.
Well, I suppose the Battle of Five Armies, just an example, but you know, like Boromir with Thranduil. Can I not do that? Is that now impossible?
I guess so. That's how it sounds.
Yeah.
But then that is again potentially just the competitive way of doing it. And obviously, if you want to be casual play, if we want to have some fun on the channel here, we can do it. That's no problem. Yeah. It's just army bonuses and things like that you're going to lose, and
true.
Yeah, you just kind of deal with that.
Okay, so whether it's good, whether it's bad, what do we want to see? Let's do a few good, a few bad. The must-have legendary legions for the new edition.
Okay, I'll let you start then. You pick your first one.
Oh,
let's go. First one good then.
First one good. I'm gonna have to go.
There's two, in like straight away standing out.
I've got three that stand out to me for good. I'm going to have to start with back to the beginning, back to the start of MESBG, and I'm going to go with A Last Alliance.
Yeah, that would definitely have been one of mine.
Yeah, why do we not have High Elves and Númenóreans, Gil-galad, Elendil, Isildur, Elrond, all fighting together?
Yeah, that's when that actually blows my mind they haven't done that already. Yeah. It's almost so obvious, and like I say, it's how they started. You had you know, your Elves and Númenor, your Goblins. That was the beginning of it all. So how have they not done a legion for that when it's such a big moment? I just don't understand. Who
knows? But that's what I want to see. It's not a lot of variety in it, but there's definitely some cool special rules you could add in for the legion. You could have like, if Elendil dies, maybe something buffs Isildur, or I don't know. There's going to be cool buffs that you could put in that really make that list pop. And I would definitely like to play it. I think it would be a pretty proxy-heavy list for me, because Númenóreans are so limited in their minis and their poses and what's available. So but I think that would be a cool legion to have. Yeah, and thinking about it, I feel like most of these kind of legendary legions, they need the opposite to go against them. So if you've got your Last Alliance, you know, the good guys one, I feel like you need your Last Alliance Defenders of Mordor one to make... Like I feel like there needs to be each side of the battle in these moments as a legendary legion. Thinking about it, definitely. So some kind of Sauron one. I obviously you've got Mordor, Barad-dûr, those kind of ones. But whether there's something with a couple of different cool rules, just to like, you know, make it a bit more interesting, that's more relevant to that battle. Yeah, like something to maybe give a rule to if he's surrounded. If he's fighting like two heroes at once, or heroes of whatever. Legend. Stature. Then there's like certain things for that could be quite cool. Yeah, I agree. Okay, that's my first good one. Okay. What would your first good one be? I would have to say, and I guess you'd probably name it like Defenders of Osgiliath. Ooh. I want to see a Boromir and Faramir like in armor,
with Gondor defending their last lines.
Yeah.
Again, it might not be the most like interesting and varied, but as far as I can think, there's not one where they go together where you can have like Boromir with the banner, and Faramir in his armor. I totally agree with this. Being able to see like a list just built around Boromir, Faramir, Osgiliath vets, maybe some rangers. That's a really cool list. Yeah, I like that. Like Boromir was such a legend and one of the best like warriors of his time. To the point there is potentially debates the whether like 1-on-1 against Aragorn, like you don't know who's going to win that. Yeah. And that's quite a big thing. So yeah, I think there needs to be a bit more love shown to him.
I agree.
And prove that Denethor's right. And Denethor has to be something to do with that list again.
Well, I know this video is going out on Thursday, but we're going to find out if Denethor was right.
That is true, yes.
A few hours after recording this, we are doing brother versus brother.
Oh, God.
But yeah, having Denethor included in that list would be quite interesting as well. Like he buffs them in some kind of way, increases their fight value within 6 or something like that. Yeah, I really like that idea for a list. That is an absolute cracker.
Which I guess means also then you need we kind of already got it because it is still Gothmog's army. That's where you get tough, where you go between the movies and the books and who actually, and who you use, because it would kind of be probably Gothmog type army that would attack it, but whether this is a chance for them to introduce someone new as a leader, as a cool or bad guy or something.
Some author we haven't heard about that falls at the initial attack on Osgiliath. You've got some really cool options there.
Yeah, Nazgul would probably be involved in that as well, so yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that a lot.
Okay.
I do like that a lot.
So then, what would be your first choice for evil?
My first choice for evil? Whew. And this is probably a... Do I want to go with this one? Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to try it.
Okay.
I'd like to see a pure monster type list. The problem with it is I don't know how it works thematically. And Legendary Legions are all based around moments. So it doesn't really work in terms of the rules of Legendary Legions. I get that. But I want to see something where your choices are dragons, drakes, dwellers, trolls, wolves, wargs, just put them all together.
Yeah, I feel like that would have to be linked some way, like War in the North. Yeah. Like, think of the Battle for Middle-earth games for the computer back in the day. Like, the Witch King's gone and recruited these creatures, and that's kind of like, it's like the Secret Service of the bad guys. The Witch King's gone and or the Expendables. Yeah. That's what they are. They're like, there's just team, and you've just got these... you just got a team of trolls and stuff. Maybe bring the points down on them a little bit, just so you can get a few more in. Yeah. Not loads, but just make so they're a bit more viable. Yeah. Without being completely outnumbered. Yeah, I mean, I get that I've totally cheated with that one. Yes, it doesn't really follow the Legion rules, I get it, but it's something that would be a nice addition to the game. We've got Birder's Horde and there's the Wargs Legion and things like that, but I want a variety. We want something that can bring them all together, and that's something I want to do for ages. I want just a full-on creatures. I want a full-on spiders and werewolves and everything list. Something just creepy as hell. Yeah. And something about that really fascinates me. We did actually have a request on our Patreon. I can't remember who it was that requested it. Elliot, maybe? Anyway, whoever it was, thanks for the request. Basically doing a Creatures of Moria versus Horde Moria. Okay. That would be really cool. Yeah. I don't think we have enough minis to do that, unfortunately, but it's a great suggestion. And it's the kind of thing I would like to try. Just chuck all the creatures together. Yes. Okay. Okay. Bad guy Legion for you. For me, it has to be, and again, thematically, this one gets more difficult. Are we just cheating? A little bit with to be honest, thinking about it now, the bad guys is harder, and you can understand why there's less of them. It is, because they don't team up, so their armies are just their armies, essentially. So for me, I want to see an Uruk-hai one that involves Saruman. Right, yeah. Because you've got the scouts, you've got your assault on Helm's Deep, but that's the assault on Helm's Deep, you just kind of have captains. There's not really heroes. And obviously the scouts is just the scouts. I kind of want something where Saruman is involved. Almost like they need to do what-if scenarios for these legions in a way. What you mean. I feel like that would have to be maybe Saruman, Uruks, and Wild Men or something like that. Yeah, something like that. But I just would like to see, if this is the way it's going, and Legendary Legions can be so important with their extra rules, something that brings Saruman into stuff, as well as being able to have the normal Uruk-hai and all, and still benefit from it all. Again, kind of cheating, and I get that. But yeah, I want something with Saruman in it.
Yeah.
I feel like he's missing out. Like, you could use him as a good guy in the Vanquishers of Dol Guldur.
Oh, yes.
But then that's as a good guy, technically. Like, I want him to kill some good guys.
I agree, yeah. It's a good shout. It is a good shout, and it's something we're missing. Obviously, without legions, in the current edition, we can just build that.
Yes.
But as a legion, it's not available.
Yeah. And again, that's kind of where we come back to, like, the way they're really going to put all these together in this new edition. It's going to, it's not long to wait now. And it's going to be, it could be one of those we kind of realize, and it makes or breaks a lot of people's opinions.
I definitely agree with that. Okay, should we go back to good?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I think I'm going to struggle for another evil one.
It's getting difficult.
Yeah.
I think one of the most epic moments, at least in the movies, to a massive disappointment, but the setup is epic, and that's the attempt to reclaim Osgiliath. So
yeah.
You've got Faramir, stubborn Faramir, showing a bit of his link to Boromir, that stubbornness, and he sets out armored up on a horse with a bunch of knights and tries to, just ride in a big open field with zero cover towards a city of archers, essentially. It's a really cool moment. It obviously ends tragically, so we don't get to see a lot of that legion in battle. But I think them, with Gandalf involved, is quite interesting. It is a moment in the movie. They do march to war. We just don't get very far. But it's something that would be a cool little army.
That's true.
Fewer knights and Gandalf and Shadowfax.
Yeah, Rohan gets so many cavalry buffs. It'd be nice to give Gondor one.
Yeah.
I think
Gondor cavalry are pretty cool anyway. But yeah.
But what would their specials be like? Everything gets +1 to hit. Everything hits easier.
Well, they get hit easier.
If they're up against archers, they're like, oh no.
Really, really crap legion. But hey, it's cool. Gandalf gets the big buffs.
Yeah, I think
it's like blinding light.
Yeah.
Spells.
Although it'd have to be like he can never appear before like turn 3 or something.
Yeah.
They have to charge first, then Gandalf from behind. It's just like, quick, catch up.
But yeah, either way, I think that's quite cool.
Okay, yeah.
And you could technically put an evil opposition against that, but it's pretty
again, you're kind of repeating probably what's already there.
Yes. Okay. I want your next good, please.
Okay. Well, the cavalry has inspired me, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's given me an idea.
Okay.
2 towers.
Yeah.
Warg attack.
Oh.
So, obviously, we have Sharku has one already. So
yeah.
The opposite has kind of already been done.
Yeah.
But we don't really get an opportunity for the 3 hunters mounted.
Mounted 3 hunters.
And actually have any use of those models. So having them, obviously then with Theoden, Gamling, Hammer,
yes.
the Lord of the Rings versions, not the War of the Rohan versions. Having those together, that could be quite a cool one. I'm not quite sure, buff-wise, what would make sense for them. Legolas can just mount and dismount as and when he pleases.
If Gimli is
left on a horse, it just goes in any direction. Roll a dice for what direction he goes.
If he's outnumbered by orcs and wargs, he's automatically trapped. There's probably some interesting rules that people with actual game design knowledge can come up with.
Yeah.
I quite like that idea.
Yeah, because
that's a really cool one.
That is a big moment in the 2 towers, to be fair.
Yeah, it really is.
So that could work.
Aragorn should probably have some kind of negative buff. If fighting a warg or something, I don't know. You'd have to come up with something, wouldn't you?
Yeah, after turn 6, he just goes. He can only be there till turn 6, then he falls off the cliff.
Yeah, something like that could work. He's cheap in this legion, but you've got to make the most of him early.
That would be quite funny, actually.
Yeah, it would.
Okay, then.
So we're back to evil.
Somehow we're back to evil.
Oh goodness. Okay, what about something based around the Pelennor Fields?
Okay.
So we've got Haradrim, Easterlings, Orcs, Corsairs. Put them all together in one list.
Yeah.
I believe that does not exist.
No, I don't think, nothing that would put them all together. So yeah, that would be quite a good one.
Yeah, I have no idea how it worked, because obviously the whole thing in the story is they kind of attack from all angles, essentially.
Yeah.
It's not really like a joint assault. So maybe there'd be some cool rules in this legion where they have different board edge entries. Something like that could be a really cool list, I think. Yeah, I like that. And I like variety in lists as well.
Yes.
I'm a weird player, right? I like either my list to be all really similar, like what we're playing today, which is it's like all ranges.
Okay.
So I'm just like, all right, everything just go.
Yeah.
Or I like lots of variety.
Okay.
I don't really like it when it's like, yeah, I got 10 swords, 10 spears, 10 archers, just... No, I want Haradrim, Eastland, Orcs, Corsair. I want lots of different stuff I can use. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's a good one.
Thanks.
Now
it's your turn. Good luck.
I gotta try and think of something now.
2 hours later.
Okay, yeah, so we've mentioned the last alliance, the OGs that needed some love. The other OGs, the Goblins.
Yes.
They need some love that doesn't involve having a Balrog.
It's true.
Because they're hoardy.
They're their own thing,
Yeah.
They don't need the Balrog.
No, they're their own people. They're independent. They exist just as well without him. So I think they need some love. Yeah. And scenario-wise, you could easily actually do that of going the assault on Balin's tomb.
Yeah.
When they attack the Fellowship. Have a cave troll or two. They have some cool buffs. And then you've basically just got like hordes upon hordes of goblins. So as a moment in the movies and the books, that one could work quite well.
Yeah,
so,
I'm actually really surprised that isn't one.
Yeah,
there's the
again with the Last Alliance. But
Depths of Moria? That's the current one, right?
With the Balrog.
That is the Balrog one, yeah. Yeah, and if you're taking that Legion, you're taking the Balrog.
Yeah.
So, I think Assault on Balin's Tomb is a good one.
Yeah, so some buffs with that. They give the Cave Troll something interesting. Yeah. And then obviously Goblins a little bit more something would work really well. And again, I think that's also one where potentially you could then get the opposite of the Defenders of Balin's Tomb Fellowship with some kind of unique buffs that involve that situation. I know we've got the Fellowship, but if you wanted a way to do it in something different with that, whether it involves like if Frodo potentially takes a wound,
everyone's buffed.
Everyone gets some kind of buff.
Plus 1 fight value, yeah.
Yeah, plus 1 fight value, plus 1 strength. Or
Troll is only wounded on natural 6s or something like that. Like you could have some cool buffs.
Yeah, something on that. Yeah, I think that would be a good one.
I think that's a good shout. I do think that's a good shout. So is that too good, too evil?
Yes.
Have we got any more we want to include?
Okay, anything off the top?
I kind of thought of another evil one that would be quite cool, but I don't know if it's really doable. And that's like essentially an all Fell Beast Legion. We have the Black Riders Legion, which is all like the Witch King and Nazgul on horse. I don't think we have anything where they're all available on Fell Beasts.
No, that's true.
A 100% flying army, while it would be a very low model count, it could be very cool.
I guess it would be the opposite of the Eagles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's no reason it couldn't work, and it would probably be one for fun. Yeah. I say that now, like you've got the Nazgul and the Witch King, like it is always going to be slightly competitive, and I say competitive, like difficult in that sense. Yeah.
I personally like the idea of it. I think it's fun. And I want loads of options for legions. I don't like the numbers that we're seeing.
Yeah.
If you're taking away customizable, proper, pure list building, you've got to give us tons of options.
Yeah.
And even giving us things like a Fell Beast list is it's a must-do, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I say, it's just to make the game more fun and more varied.
Yeah.
You don't want to get stuck doing the same things over and over, and it just become a bit mundane.
Yeah. I would like to see something more with rangers as well. I feel like our ranger-only lists are quite limited.
Yeah, no, that's...
I'm just a big ranger guy, though. I'm just being selfish.
I mean, I'd like to see more Hobbit stuff as well.
True,
like Hobbits, not the Hobbit.
Yeah,
or the Hobbit as well, maybe, who knows. But yeah, I want to see something else with... Because obviously at the moment, the only Hobbits one is the... once they've come back afterwards.
Yeah.
So it's Frodo of 9 Fingers and those versions. I kind of just want like the pre... Like
Fornos, Battle of Fornos type like Hobbit archers and...
Yeah, I can't even think of like an exact moment. I guess when the wolf attack happens in the winter on the Shire and they rise up and fight, then maybe that would be a good moment to also go against the wolf legion as such. But just something else that's not just the Lord of the Rings one, but another moment in time as well.
Yeah, I do agree. I agree. Look, we could sit here and go through the Lord of the Rings story and the Hobbit story and be like, this should be a legion, this should be a legion, this should be a legion. And that could be a fun way to do it. But those are the ones I think we want to see the most.
Yeah.
I'm quite... It's probably what I'm most excited about.
Yes.
For the books to arrive. We placed our order for the shop yesterday, I'm hoping they arrive soon, so we get a sneak peek before everybody else. Come on,
Yeah, hopefully.
yeah. Let us know, I guess, in the comments if we don't have any more. More ideas? Just double checking before I close this out.
Nothing that stands out.
We're going to press stop and think of 10 more.
Yeah, there'll probably be comment, like we'll probably put our own comment on this video going, there's also this one.
Yeah, but definitely leave ideas that, your ideas for legions that you want to see. I'm very curious to read those. And I think this could be a fun discussion. So again, let us know what you want to see in the comments down below. Let's keep this conversation going.
Yes, let's.
As always, guys, if you want to support the channel, then you can check out our Patreon. Link is in the description down below. If you watch the video this week until the end of November, so this week only, so ending on the 1st of December, we have a Black Friday sale, which means you can get 25% off your first month on our Patreon.
Great.
I think it works out like $1.50 if you get the low tier.
Nice.
Why wouldn't you support us? It means we can buy more minis for the channel. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and we will see you next time on the Tabletop Alliance.
Bye, guys.